What up, family? We back at it again, man, with another episode. It is your boy E, and I'm with my brother.
What is good? It is your boy Mario with another episode of Kanes2Kicks.
Let's do it. Man, excited to be with y'all this week, man. We got a lot to talk about. So let's get right into it, man. We had a lot of drops that happened this week, man. From the Air Jordan 4s, SBs that dropped, as well as we also had the unions do a shock drop, early access type of raffle that they did on sneakers. And it was a lot of stuff going on, man. But let's start it off, and let's tell the fans who got early access and who didn't. I didn't. So, Mario, go ahead and tell them, again, your experience with this raffle slash early access draw that they did.
Yeah, it was weird, man. I ended up getting early access on sneakers for the unions, and truthfully, it was a waste of my 2 hours. I'm gonna be quite honest. So you get early access, you go through the whole process, you put your shoe size in, and you submit your payment, and then I seen 2 hours. I'm like, 2 hours, and so I'm thinking within the 2 hours, like they gonna start sending out wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you literally had to wait 2 hours, and then on top of that, wait 2 hours to not win the shoe. So no, I did not get the shoes because I got the early access. I don't know. It was weird. I just think Nike, you guys need to do a better job. I don't like the whole idea of giving somebody early access to not get the shoes, right? Like early access shouldn't be like another form of a drawing, right? Early access should be for you to get the shoes earlier than most people, or exclusive access. My bad. That's what it was. It was exclusive access, not early access, because it was the main drop, but it was exclusive access. And so I got the exclusive access. It was a 2 hour draw, and I didn't get the shoe. So I don't know what Nike on, but it was a waste of time. A lot of people
I
are
mean, I
annoyed.
got you got included. I mean, I got excluded. So I
You
mean,
you
the
know
fact
what's
that you
you know what's the worst thing though? I was telling my buddy. I said the worst thing is to be up 15 points, and the team comes back, and then you go up two, and then they beat you at the buzzer, and you lose by one. That's what it felt like. That's exactly what it felt like. So I don't know, man. I'm over the union talk. I know earlier on in the episodes I was saying, a big talk about union, and I was so excited about them. But remember, I did say some of the toughest drops that typically happens in the shoe industry. So it's whatever, man. Unions, I'm over them. I'm past them. So on to the next. Don't forget about Nigel too. Nigel, the brick by brick, that dropped. So that was a good release. Didn't hit on those neither. 0
didn't
for
hit on those
3.
at all. I mean, but it was good because that means we're gonna hit on some other ones that are coming up, and we know again in our 30 days what we were talking about that's about to drop. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. But I do want to talk about the AJ4s SBs that dropped. Um, I was talking to somebody. I don't want to say the store. But what I will say is in our city there is a first come first serve in one of the casinos, and people were
Ooh, I know
there.
what you're talking about.
It was first come first serve. So basically, I talked to one of my boys, and he said basically he was waiting in line. He said he was like 54th. But he said basically the resellers were controlling the line. They said they went, and I think they sold like maybe 22 of the shoes. Then they went to a raffle because it was
I
starting to get
seen
out.
that.
And then when they went to the raffle, people got their callbacks, and some people went, was able to pick them up. But he said basically to see how the culture is, because he actually works at a shoe store, and most of these resellers that were in this line at 5 in the morning were in a position where it was like, really, this is what y'all really want to do, like, and they were controlling the narrative of the line, bro. And he was like, man,
Mm.
if I see you guys in my store line, no, I'm not, because ultimately of what you guys are doing here, like, you're not even making it fun for the fans that are truly gonna wear them. He said somebody was in line, got a shoe, I don't know what exact size, said got a shoe, sold it for 550. What?
Dang.
Sold it for 550. People were in line bargaining. Hey, I get a nine. I sold it to you for 500 right now.
Wow.
Like, what, bro? Like, come on, man. Like, it's just, again, this is what I mean, and what I didn't want to see everything come to with first come, first serve. I
Yeah.
didn't. to see all this in this situation where it was about now it's starting to turn dangerous because now you have resellers coming with their mom, their grandma, they got everybody that's there, and then all of a sudden now somebody was waiting in line at 5:30, and then all of a sudden for some reason now you got four people in line waiting for you because they were able to
Right.
and be able to get in line. I think
Yeah.
that there just needs to. I think that's where the and again I'm knocking on wood. I hope that it does not happen. But that is where the violence comes in because people start getting
Right.
upset. Man, I've been out here this long and you ain't about to cut me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Situation. I hope it doesn't happen. That's how it ends up happening.
Yeah, you definitely see the narrative changing as far as releases, and you see the shift happening. Um, and I feel like it's intentional too. I feel like bigger companies are intentionally releasing them. I think they're trying to raise the hype again because if you think about it, they're not even releasing a lot of pair of shoes anyways, right? I mean, they only release what if correct me if I'm wrong, 15,000 cool grays, and so they're literally making the shoes limited again. They're making them first come first serve. They know that the resellers are going to be out. They know people have bots and they're going to eat them up online, and so it's making it really really hard for people who actually collect to get their hands on shoes at this point. So I don't know. It was a tough week of releases, but oh well. On to the next.
I mean, they
I
make
don't
the
know.
I mean, they make the drops a little weird right now, man. And I think for me, just somebody that, again, I like being able to get the shoes that I like, and I like being able to keep it pushing. Again, I don't throw it in nobody's face. Hey, I got my shoes and you didn't get yours. I don't try to flip my shoe. I try to wear my shoes. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
ultimately, this is what I bought it for that. So I think just to be able to hear this narrative, man, it sucks, especially because most of the shoe palaces that are on the street are first come first serve. The ones that are in the malls are raffle. So a lot of people are knowing that, or resellers are knowing that now, and that's what resellers are like. Hey, yo, go to the one over here. Go to the one over here. You like,
Mm,
bro, like and that's how it ends up being like that, man. Now
wow.
your lines is starting to grow, and again, the demand because you have five or six people that is for one person technically, but
Yeah.
he brought out people, and now you're in a position where it's like what's going on? So,
Right.
again, man, again, the culture is what the culture is, and man, we're gonna talk about it whether we like it or not. We're still gonna talk about it. We're still gonna support the culture. But again, man, things got to change, man, because I think just the direction that it's headed, it is not headed in a good direction, man. In my personal opinion, I think it's headed. I think the things that we were doing back in the day was great for those back in the day. And I mean, I just think because there's no social media, no resellers, like it was
For sure.
again, people that were used that they wanted to get. So it was perfect for that day. But when you're starting to bring something back from the past that is different nowadays, it's not gonna work because a lot of people are truly wanting to invest in these shoes, and you're telling me somebody else getting them. Again, man, I can go on more about that. But that was just one of the things that, one of my folks actually told me, about his story, when waiting in that line. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
no, bro, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So,
No, for
yeah,
sure.
man,
For
anything else
sure.
you add?
I don't know. It's like you said though. Even I know I just talked about it. Even sneakers though, it's like they're part of the. I don't know. It was just weird for them to do an exclusive access, but you can't cop the shoe. I didn't understand it, man. It just didn't make any sense to me. But like you said, whatever, man. On to the next.
It's weird because that's how actually the South Beaches were, LeBron South Beaches, that same way, a 2 hour drop. And I felt like, again, for me, I kind of like put it in, just I didn't know if I was going to get them, but I put them in, ended up hitting, but I
Right.
wasn't looking forward to hitting them. I was just like, okay, well, I'll put them in. I don't know why it's a 2 hour wait, but let me just see, and ended up happening. So I remember when you told me, I was like, oh, bro, you gonna hit because typically a longer wait, people were able to do it. But again, I didn't get access, so I know a lot of other people didn't get access either.
Yeah.
Um, no, again, family member ended up hitting on his.
Oh,
He
really?
yeah, he ended up hitting on his, and shout out to Boom. Again, he was excited to be able to hit on his unions as well, man. So again, it's good to see that people did win that I know, but
For
I,
sure.
I wish I was in the winner's circle. That's all I'm saying. Just give me a chance to shoot. Give me a chance to shoot. That's all I'm asking.
uh,
Topic that I wanted to bring up, man, was I read something online that allowed me to be able to see how many minutes NBA players were wearing, certain type of shoes. So I
mhm.
want to ask you, just a guess, again, If you know it, you've seen it, then you just say your top three. But again, if you haven't seen it, I want to know what would be your top three guesses of the most minutes worn in February for a shoe by an NBA player. So it could be by, maybe some Kobe's, it could be, some Donovan Mitchell's, some James Harden's, the list goes on. But we're just talking about in February.
Okay, off the top of my head, Kobe's. I think that's the easiest one. So Kobe's for sure. As far as number, maybe the 4, 5, or 6. Kobe 4, 5, or 6, one of those, right? But Kobe's number one for sure. I know that. Number two, I would say. I feel like I've been seeing the James Hardens. I don't know. I would say James Harden, Adidas James Hardens, the new ones, and then I'm gonna go with this one can be anybody. I'm gonna say the Puma, Lamelo Puma. No, actually, hold on. Steph Curry is with Under Armour, right? And the only person who's with Steph Curry is the dude from San Antonio, the point guard, right? So
Good.
Under Armour don't got no minutes. Hey, they ain't got no minutes. I'm gonna go with Puma.
Okay. So
No,
we
I'm
got
lying. Take that back. Take that back. Take that back. New Balance.
okay, okay. I would
I'm gonna
I
go with
mean
New
yeah,
Balance.
yeah, again, New Balance have put out a lot of shoes right now. I will say
Yeah.
that.
So
So
Kobe,
we'll go Kobe's. You said
Adidas,
Adidas.
James Harden, and then New Balance.
Got you. You know, a specific shoe for that one, huh? I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Just playing. Just playing. So number 10, we got the KD 17. That was worn 2,000 minutes, 2,129 minutes. We got the Donovan
Hey,
Mitchell's.
hold on real quick.
uh,
That's all KD minutes. Ain't nobody wearing those. KD got all those minutes at top 10. All right, keep going.
we got nine. We got Donovan Mitchell at 2,133 minutes. We
See
got the
those.
Kobe 8 coming in at 8 with 2,449 minutes. We got the Kobe 4s coming in with 2,568 minutes. Number 6, which is a shocker to me. And again, it goes back to what you just said about KDs. The Nike Bookers are at 3,000 minutes, 3,007 minutes.
Yeah,
The
Booker
only
got
person
all
that's
his
working
minutes
that, yeah,
too.
yeah, that's Devin
Him
Booker
and
and PJ Tucker.
him and PJ Tucker. That's it.
Number 5 is going to be the Kobe 5s, and that is 3,303 minutes. And then again, a shocker to me is number 4 is the Air Jordan 39s. I think that is a big shocker, but I think that's all the Team Jordan athletes. So
Yeah, I
Zion,
can see that.
maybe Zion's wearing his own shoe, but again, all the other players that are all under Team Jordan, I can see them wearing it to make it, where they're at number 4.
And do you
You
think the Lakers? Sorry to cut you off, but the Lakers, you got Luca, you got Dark Connect, you got Rui. Those are three Jordan players right there. So,
Yep. So then again, majority of them, unless you have your own signature shoe, are wearing the Team Jordan. So
hmm
again, if you again a team athlete, again that's why the minutes is going to be up there. So I could see that being number 4. Number 3, which is I think something we talked about as well, is the Nike GT Cut threes.
yep.
Those are 3,883 minutes. And I'll be honest with you, this shoe right here was a big for Asia Wilson. She used to rock the previous models a lot,
Mm,
where she had her own shoe sent her way as well. Number 2 is actually something we talked about in a previous episode that you actually put on, is the Nike Sabrina 2s. And people was hooping in these, man. So these are right now at number 2 at 4,932 minutes. That is crazy.
wow.
And then I will say this. This is why I laugh when people say, um, and again, you could say because he passed away, that's the reason why. But Kobe's shoe is so iconic right now, bro. At least to NBA athletes, where his shoe right now is at 8,454 minutes for his Nike Kobe 6.
Wow.
That right there, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Come on now.
That does say a lot.
So again, that lets you know what the athletes are wearing. So um, anything that you want to say about this list, man, that get kind of shocks you or anything like that, that you of what you're thinking in that situation.
KD's just throwing me off a little bit because I haven't seen too many guys wear KD's. I will expect maybe New Balance because you got a few players who signed to New Balance. Even Puma, I would expect
You even
to
got
be at
players.
10.
You got players signing Sketcher. You got
You got
players signing to
Skechers.
Converse. You got Converse as well too.
Yeah. But to
You know,
see, I think it's really cool to see a WNBA superstar shoe excelling in the NBA like it is, though. I know we had a
so
debate about the Sabrinas, but
yeah,
obviously it's a good shoe. It is a Kobe lookalike, but it's a good shoe and people are wearing it, which is dope because she's not only got the hype in the WNBA, but I mean her shoe is being rocked in the NBA, which is super cool. I know she's excited about that, so kudos to
I
her for
think
that. That's
I
dope.
think one that's the New York market that she's in, to be able to allow her to do that. And again, with I think the branding that she has the Kobe branding right now. That's why she's overseas, promoting over there, hooping
Hmm.
overseas, and you don't see too many, women hooping overseas just to promote their shoe or promote their
No, for
brand.
sure.
And so, um, let me ask you this, just quick question before we go to the next topic. Um, Sabrina's or Asia in the NBA?
You trying to put me on the spot.
Just
You you
put it in
made
spot.
you made an announcement last time. You said this is not a Asia like we Asia Wilson is like
No, hey, no
she
slander.
hey, no slander. She's Greek. We got all the love in the world for Asia Wilson. But Sabrina Shu, I think Asia I don't know if Asia Shu's gonna do well in the NBA. I'm gonna be quite honest.
I
But
got you.
it gives me LeBron vibes and his shoe looks heavy. It doesn't
Hmm.
look too mobile. But the Sabrina shoe, it looks like a Kobe. It gives you kind of that Kobe look, and so that's why guys are wearing it. I take Sabrina shoe over
I
Asia
got
Wilson
you. I
shoe
mean,
at this very moment.
what's so shocking too is to see that you don't see any LeBron shoes in there. Again, you don't see any of KD's retros because most of KD's retros right now are I think the KD fours that they're doing. Like they released the MVP editions, they released the Ump Pearls, they released all
Yeah,
these shoes. You would think and expect players to be able to pick up on them because they were a great shoe when they first dropped. But you don't see them as kind of the most worn right now. So it
yeah.
is kind of interesting to be able to see that, especially with Nike athletes. So again, man, I if I had to vote, I would say Sabrina's only based upon kind of those same things. I think it looks like a LeBron shoe. And she wore LeBron's last
Sabrina
season.
looks like a Kobe shoe. You mean right?
Yeah, no, I mean Asia's. I'm sorry,
Asia.
Asia
Yeah, yeah.
looks like LeBron shoes, and again, Sabrina's looks like Kobe shoes. And I think again, hers is still going to be pushed out crazy. I think some NBA players will wear them. I know Bam will be, definitely one of the players that is wearing them. But I think again with it's gonna it might have happened with the first model, but the second, third model, she'll be able to learn from it and be able to get feedback from players of what they like, and again, especially the NBA. Some of the WNBA players might be able to give her feedback because again, they don't want a heavy shoe when they're out there, hooping. So again, it might be able to give her some feedback. And again, this is all looks. And then shout out to her as well, because she will be doing a pop-up out here in Vegas on the 25th of March.
Really?
I think the 23rd or 25th she's doing a pop out here. So it's going to be a little interesting to be able to see that early access to the shoe. And again, I think it's going to be hard to be able to get because again, this is Vegas, this is her city. Not saying South Carolina's not, but again, this is where she plays at, and a lot of
Hmm.
fans are out here in Vegas. So it's going to be hard to get, man. But man, as we go to the next topic, bro, talking with this next question is,
So, Deion Sanders, his shoe is fire right now.
come on now,
Is that
come on.
something you would wear?
You know what's so weird, bro? I have not picked them up. Like I keep seeing them, and I'm like, man, I just want to have one to the collection. Like I want to have
Right.
one, and I have not added them. Would I add them?
Yeah.
Yes, just based upon the iconicness that comes from the shoe, and him being so far gone from Nike for so long to come back and now redrop, all these, exclusives that he had previous, especially like the Atlanta Falcons pair that he had that had the 21 on them. Oh
Right.
man, and then the new ones that he's getting ready to drop, which is dedicated to his mom. And again, shout out to his mama, the all red pair. Again, you a noob. Why you why you not gonna pick up a pair of these? You know what
Yeah.
I'm
No, for
saying?
sure. For sure.
So for me, I mean, would I pick them up? Yeah. I just have not added them to my collection just yet. With
Yeah.
he's coming out, we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait.
Well, shout out Miss Connie, his mother.
Come on now.
I think that gives me more of a reason to get him because that's my mother's name is Connie.
Come on.
So I'm kind of excited about that drop because I don't know if I will wear the Dion's out, but I think it's a good shoe to add to the collection, like you said. So I'll probably get it and add it to the collection just for that reason alone. And then it's Dion, right? Who don't want to, Dion's a legend, bro. So who don't want
Come
a
on.
Dion shoe in their collection? But did you see the video when Shador Sanders he was going sneaker shopping
Mhm.
and he was looking at all the different Jordans, and they trying to sell him like, do you want these ones? Would you want these ones? He looking at him. He kind of got a sour look on his face too. He like, and he look at the camera. He like, nah, I just wear dad shoes. What do you think about that? I like the idea of Shador being loyal, like we talked about, like brand loyalty, right? You being loyal to what's loyal to you. Nike's obviously putting money into his family's pocket, and obviously Jordan is Nike too, but specifically to to his father, he's wearing his father's shoes. So, because you see Bronny, right? And Bronny rocks his Kobe's, he rocks his dad's shoes too, but he rocks his Kobe's too. But Shador's like, nah, I only wear dad's shoes, dude. So what you think about that? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it goes back to what you just said. I think before getting in my opinion about specifically that, I mean, you look at Bronny, you look at Bryce. Bryce has his own PE, from his dad's shoe. I believe Bronny does too as well. Um, but you also see, I think when Bryce won the state championship, he wore the all black year of the Mamba Kobe's that haven't dropped out yet. So again, when you talk about that, I can see why they do, because they were so heavily, influenced by Kobe. And their families were really close. So again, I can see why, Bronny will want to wear them. Bronny, has some fire Kobe's that he has worn on the circuit, whether that was when he was with Sierra Canyon or even at USC. So he's worn some stuff. Now going back to Shador, I love that. There was a conversation that his brother, Deion Sanders Jr., picked up with him and his brother, him and Shiloh talking on the field, and Shador was like, "You don't have the reps number, like why are you wearing general stuff where everybody else is wearing?
I
You
love
ain't
that.
wearing like, you ain't wearing nothing exclusive." He was like,
Yeah, you
"No,
ain't got the exclusive stuff.
yeah." And so, Shador is just basically saying, like, man, I'm wearing stuff. Yeah, I'm wearing dash shoe, but I'm actually, able to, add a spin to it because I'm not wearing the same thing that everybody else is, as a general release.
Yeah,
These are my own PEs of my dad's shoe, and I'm a
for
rock it.
sure.
And I think, over the course of time, being able to have that brand loyalty, that being loyal was loyal to you, that is the perfect, reason to be able to have that, man. Again, that's what I think sometimes we're not taught that. But as we go forward, those are the things that we are taught. Like, again, being loyal to what's loyal to you. Nike
Yeah,
made him NIL deal, and then from NIL, him being able to be under Nike, moving forward, going to the NFL. Again, it didn't necessarily happen for Travis Hunter, but again, Travis Hunter going with Adidas, but Shador being able to stay with the Nike family. Come on, man, we gonna take it because most quarterbacks, you're really not, at least back in the day, you didn't see a lot of Nike quarterbacks. Nowadays, you are with Jalen Hurts under Jordan. You are seeing a lot more, athletes under, the Nike brand. But most of it back in the day was like Adidas that you were seeing, more athletes with.
yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I think it's dope too that the whole Sanders family is. There's such a. I like the family unit, right? Like when they did is it the KFC commercial, and I think he literally had all his kids in that commercial. I think he had his mom in the commercial too. So that's super dope. Just what the Sanders family has going on, and obviously you aspire to do stuff like that for you and yours. So super dope what the Sanders family got going on.
I think, man, one of the biggest things that I took from it is um, most of his commercials. I think outside of Affleck, he has all his family in there, whether that is um, the nut pause the nut the almond commercial that he has.
No
Um,
Diddy, brother.
I said Paul. The almond commercial that he had, it has all his kids in it. You know what I'm saying? So again, there there has been multiple, and I think if I'm not mistaken, the Super Bowl he ended up having a commercial with his kids in there, man. So
Yeah,
it's just
no.
we all know that's money as well that's going back into their kids' pocket, man.
Oh yeah.
Personal NIL money now going with big league money, man. So, one of the big shout outs that I also want to do is shout out to Shiloh. I think Shiloh has been getting, bad recognition because of a couple practices here and there that he did bad, but still came out to the Senior Bowl and still acted out. You know what I mean? He's still been putting on, man. He didn't get to be able to get an invite to go to the combine, but he ended up, doing his own thing at their pro day at their university, man. So you shout out to Shiloh, man, just for being a stand up person, man, and coming back from injury, breaking his I think believe broke his arm or his forearm, and ended up coming back playing the end of the year. Again, that defense without him, man, he was the glue of that defense.
Yeah,
But
dude be
just
blasting people.
man, you talking about hit stick, bro? He gonna hit sticky.
He be
Um,
throwing that helmet.
so last question.
Was I supposed to say no? Did he?
There you go. I was waiting for you.
Oh my gosh.
Uh, last question, man. We've been seeing on Instagram a lot of I won't say player edition, but a lot of college edition. Whether that is the University of Oregon, they just posted the exclusive Oregon Nines. We just seen the North Carolina Tar Heels post the Kobe eights that they're going to get ready to launch as well. We also seen the Air Jordan fours from San Diego State getting ready to drop. Again, there's other more exclusives that are out there in regards to colleges getting ready to drop those shoes. How do you feel, man? Just by with seeing all these shoes, man. How do you feel? Like, what are some of the kind of designs that you've looked at that you've been like, man, like those are
Yeah.
clean,
The Oregon Nines were super. Those were dope. Super. I
man.
mean, I like the patent leather look on them. San Diego State. I don't know if they've ever had. I'm sure they've had a PE before, but um, the Jordan 4 PE for San Diego State was super dope. I even seen Duke's women's basketball team. They got some Jason Tatum's, and those were super dope too. They were actually clean, bro. I seen them, and clean
And it's weird
colorway.
because they're a Kobe brand though. That's the weird part. But I guess it
Maybe because
just
he went there. I don't know.
yeah.
He's alumni there, so you know Duke Brotherhood. But I don't know.
Okay.
I think I like the San Diego State fours right now. I'm leaning towards those as my favorite. Those are super dope, and we'll post them so everybody can see them. But those are super dope.
The Oregon Nines is actually one of my favorites. And the reason why I would say that is because you do not see a lot of college edition shoes that are Jordan 9.
That's
You
true.
normally see the typical, maybe a Jordan 1, maybe a Jordan 4,
That's
maybe some
true.
threes, like we see with the Tar Heel threes. But we don't see nines being just done like that. And bro, those
Yeah, that's
nines,
true.
hands down, like had me saying, like, oh my gosh, like, bro,
Yeah.
nines come back and make a big, big comeback in regards to nines, man. So I think that was something truly I enjoyed being able to see. And again, I think Oregon, again, we all know Oregon can go all the way up to the Jordan 20s, if they wanted to, just in regards to player edition wise, man. And they're always great shoes. So it's always good to see.
Well, it's I know we're ending, but I know it's going to be fun. March Madness is getting ready to start tomorrow, and we're gonna see some dope shoes. You're gonna see a lot of Kobe's out there, and I think we talked about it last time. Just the mama mentality, around these schools right now, who's getting the Kobe models, and I think it just does something. Obviously, the proof is in the pudding, right? You see all the NBA players, the most minutes in shoes is Kobe's, right? And so you're probably going to see that in college basketball, especially for the Nike schools or the who's been sponsored by Kobe. You're gonna see a lot of Kobe's on the court, this March Madness, and I'm excited to see what's on foot. So I got Duke going all the way, baby.
You already know I was about to ask you. You see my Tar Heels, they ended up winning, getting into the tournament. So again, like,
They've been so trash,
I'm
bro. They've been so trash for so long now.
at the end of the day, again, we want Tar Heels over here. But
First
I'm gonna ask
round,
you
first
this.
round exit.
Okay, that's not about to happen. See that's about to happen. Maybe I say if they're gonna lose, they'll lose it maybe the second or third round, but definitely not the first.
First
But let
round
me
exit.
okay, we gonna put some money on that one. Gonna put some money on that one.
No, we ain't gonna do that. Go for it. Go for your question.
Okay. My question to you is, who you got in the women's?
Oh, that's tough, bro.
And shout out to LSU for getting, the Year of the Mambas, the purple edition, again sent from Vanessa to them, man. So they're excited to be able to unwrap that. So shout out to them. But Who you got in this tournament?
Oh, that's tough. UCLA is good. USC is good. South Carolina. I'm going with South Carolina, bro.
So,
South Carolina.
as we always say, this is not Asia slander. So South Carolina is definitely what I want to lean with,
South Carolina, baby.
but I want to go with the real USC, and
No,
I'm
sir.
gonna support Juju, and so I'm gonna go with USC, man. I'm gonna go USC, bro.
Juju can
That's
hoop too, though. She could go, man.
somebody said her comparison right now is they remind her of Maya Moore right now, of how she
She could
plays.
go.
Bro, she is dominant. She's not ball dominant. She can be able to get her team involved. She is a defender, bro. She is a defender like no other. Like I can see why she was voted All American just based upon her
Hey,
skills, man. So,
you know why South Carolina gonna win it? Cause coach over there. Hey,
come on. Hey,
cause
the greatest coach,
hey,
Johnson, greatest coach.
hey,
I
coach gonna
promise you.
win it.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. That is the only. Again, my second team is going to be South Carolina. So again, if USC, I got USC or I got other USC, which is South Carolina. But again, I'm a big South Carolina fan. I just hope they don't go against each other. I
I
hope
know.
it's on a different side, and maybe if they make it a championship, I would love to see that game.
Well,
Um,
speaking of going against each other, they play each other. They put out their preseason. They go against each other in is it in Vegas too?
it
Or
might be
no? Or
no, no,
is it
no,
in
no, no, no.
Cali
But I just know it's going to be a preseason game.
in
Because
November? That's gonna be fire.
that's what Don wanted to do, but now she doesn't. She's actually kind of reneged on that statement because they
Mm,
were the first overall number one seed going into the tournament because she was like, our schedule was the hardest, and that was why we made sure that we played the hardest teams. That's why they lost to UConn because they
yeah,
played UConn during the regular season and they didn't have to, but they did just because they wanted to be able to show their strength of schedule and so that they played against everybody. And I think leading the year only had I think two maybe three losses on their record. Like, come on, man, you got to give them credit when credit is due.
yeah.
So ultimately, bro, I ain't gonna go against Juju, so I'm gonna stick with Ju. But if it's not USC, it's gonna be South Carolina, man. That's what I'm gonna go with.
South Carolina, because coach over there, coach gonna get him right. She gonna put some
And
fly on, and
woo,
she gonna go ahead and get him right. So
bro, their new commercial, fire. Their new commercial is fire. I ain't gonna sit here and
yeah,
lie to you. Coach was
yeah,
out there doing their thing, man. So
yeah, no, for
again,
sure.
as we wrap up, bro, I appreciate everybody tuning in. One of the things that I've been hearing as a feedback, we didn't know that you guys posted your episodes. So if you guys can, please make sure that you guys are subscribing. That will help us as well as turning on your notifications. When you turn on your notifications for YouTube or you're turning your notifications on for podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, it allows you to be able to know when we post an episode. And as well, man, we want you guys to be able to stay engaged with us, not just, we post the episode and you guys, only hear one episode. We want you here for the long haul, man.
Hmm.
We want to bring you guys content, and we would love for you guys to be able to let us know what we can be able to improve on or what you guys want us to talk about more about, man. Again, this is only the beginning, and we're going to just be able to knock this out, man. So if you haven't, please check your screen, man, and be able to see that you guys can subscribe to our Apple, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube. We're all under Kanes2Kicks. And again, that's Kanes with a K, the number two, Kicks with a K. And making sure that you subscribe, bro. You subscribe to us, we can be able to make sure we get in contact directly to you. As we wrap up, man, Mario, do you have anything to say?
Share, tell a friend. That's the best thing you can do. Share, tell a friend, and show love. We appreciate you all, though, and we love you guys.